Welcome to the debate with the next generation robotic minds. Robots are hot. Now robots are still quite rare. Of course, we know robots in the industry. Everyone knows the images of robots that put cars together. We know the toy robots, which are in the folders of toy stores. But what are we talking about here is the intelligent robots. Robots that will make human life a lot easier in the future, but will perhaps also take our jobs, simply because they work faster and perhaps are a bit smarter than we are. The Dutch Secretary of Social Affairs, Lodewijk Asscher, recently predicted that a part of us will lose their jobs to robots, but they also create new jobs. Today we will focus on the opportunities of robotica. We'll need robots to solve some big issues in the future. Here at the TU Delft Robotics Institute, 150 robotic researchers are active from 6 faculties. And at my table, 4 top researchers. In other words, the next generation. Maja, Rudinac, Bart, Remes, Heike, Vallery, and David, Abbink. Welcome. A big applause, please.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Maja, Rudinac, starting with you. Originally, you're from Serbia, but you found your calling at the TU Delft Biorobotics Lab in 2013 when you acquired your PhD. You started your own companies, Remes and Robot Care Systems, and these companies wish to bring vision and robotic solutions to the market, right? You acquired 400,000 euros in grants in the past 2 years and were amongst the 400 most influential women in the Netherlands for 2013, according to women journal Viva. Wow. And in your free time, you like to climb and dive.
Yes.
Looks like you enjoy embracing the extreme.
Yes, I love to embrace the extreme. So.
Why is this?
Well, I'm here. Well, I would like to get as much as I can. I would like to get as much as I can from life, and I would like to get this world a little bit of a better place. So with this, yes.
Yeah. And so, how does diving help with this?
Well, I'd like to see the beautiful side of the world. For example, by seeing the fishes and by seeing the marine exploration, so you can see the beauty and try to apply it somewhere else as well.
And maybe make some fish robots in the future.
Well, I will leave that to my colleague team, but maybe we can put some plants in the sea or help growing plants under the sea and that way help people. So.
Well, that's the future. Maybe you have reached quite some goals already. Grants among the most influential women, 3rd in the RoboCup at Home Silver Tender Award with Remes, your company. What are your goals for the next 5 years?
What I would like, what I'm missing right now is we can see quite a lot of application of robotics in research, but other than Roomba robots that are cleaning in the households, we're not seeing many more applications. So my goal is to actually bring this robot to households, and especially I would like to help elderly people. And I would like to help them being taken care of, because what we can see now is that for 24 hours per day, they might have help in 1 hour in a best case, but the other 23 hours they're alone.
But so, what can those robots do?
Well, they can help, other than cleaning in the house, well, they can help them maintain their daily life, they can help them walk better, they can help elderly engage and have much more activities.
Can they do groceries, cook?
Well, so far not yet.
Not yet.
So, and I don't believe we will be able to.
Not in the next 5 years.
No, not in the next 5 years. But what we would like to achieve in the next 5 years is exactly this. So help elderly engage more in life and help them lead much more active and better life using the new technologies.
Okay. As team leader of the Delft Robotics team at the RoboCup at Home project, you designed several affordable service robots capable of autonomously execute simple household tasks. What is the most challenging task for robots in householding, in your opinion?
In my opinion, the most challenging is integration. So, because robots are facing completely unknown environments and they need to serve many complex tasks. And then how you can adapt to this environment, how you can adapt to the users, and how I can apply my previous knowledge. So this is where main challenge lies, and how I can do that with all different integration tasks that I have to perform in navigation, in recognition of objects, in recognition of user habits, in recognition of activities that the robot has to perform in a household. So how to learn from the environment and how to learn from humans and adapt to them.
Implementing robots in current society, is this the big challenge?
Yes, I would say it is, but I think that it's also very doable. And I think that we shouldn't look at these machines as something that can perform everything. I think that we need to make categories of robots. For example, one that are within the home that can help you with cleaning, the other one that can help you with walking better, the third ones that will maybe help you with cooking, etc. I think trying to achieve one sort of Uber platform that will perform everything, I don't believe that this will be possible for next few years.
How many robots will we have in our house in a couple of years?
Well, I hope as little as possible, but I would look at them as machines right now. For example, you have a dishwasher, you have a washing machine, you have a vacuum cleaner, and you're not worried that you have all these machines in your life.
Okay.
So I think the same will be. Well, if you also look at the world before, so everyone was so afraid of having the washing machines in their houses, of what is going to happen if we now suddenly buy a vacuum cleaner, is going to take over our lives. No. We just keep buying more and more machines that we need.
Bart Remes, head micro aerial vehicles laboratory, completely into UAVs, unmanned aerial vehicles, and MAVs, manned aerial vehicles. Doesn't matter for you, right?
Micro aerial vehicles. So we focus on the really small ones.
Small ones.
Yeah, like this one.
Oh, cool. What does this do? It flies?
This is a complete autonomous system. So we developed a very small, tiny autopilot with all the sensors on board, accelerometer, gyroscope, even a GPS, to make a very small platform completely autonomous. So you just let it go and tap on your smartphone and say on Google Earth, go that waypoint, and it just goes over there and maybe take a picture or bring the key to your girlfriend who is standing in front of your door.
Okay, very nice, very nice. Good idea. But just concrete, when I am in a traffic jam, I could lift this one, see where the traffic jam ends? Take a picture of this.
I'm daily in the traffic jam, and I always have to be patient and don't let the drones fly, because it's not legal yet in the Netherlands to let them fly everywhere. But I know of people in other countries who really did it and take a look what was happening in front of the traffic jam, and had some nice pictures of the accidents, what's going on.
Nice picture of the accidents. Okay.
It can help also the
and then put
the
them
police
on your
and
social media. Facebook, Twitter. Yeah,
you can imagine if that the fire brigade is fixed in the traffic jam, and they could help these drones and let them fly and already have some information and prepare them on what will happen there.
Okay, that's very good. You worked with one of our astronauts, Webber Ockels, on the Leather Mill project. You won several international prizes and you hold a record in the Guinness Book of World Records. I'll come to that later. And in your free time, you're a paraglider and a skier. Again, those extreme sports.
Yeah, we love life. That's
okay.
That's obvious. Yeah, we always want to do the extremes, and that's also why we are at the university. We always want to be 5 years ahead of what the rest of the world is doing, and that's also what we're doing in our hobbies. Always looking for the extremes.
So, what's the next thing in skiing?
Use a drone to follow you and film yourself. Don't make a selfie, but make a drone.
No GoPro on the helmet anymore, but a drone. Yeah. Okay, that's cool. What record do you hold in the Guinness Book of Records?
We have the record of the smallest camera-equipped airplane in the world. Okay. It is actually a smaller brother of this Delphi. So this is a flapping wing device. Yeah. It's inspired by nature, by insects. And we have one that is 10 centimeter wide and only weighs 3.07 grams. And it also has a camera on board, so it can stream the images to a ground station. And that's the smallest camera-equipped airplane in the world in 2010, so that was quite nice. Okay,
that's quite nice, but why is it important to make it so small?
Again, be the leader, show the world what you're capable of, and be 5 years ahead of the rest of the world, so that people know that TU Delft is a place to be.
Yeah, you're totally into flying objects.
Correct.
Why did you choose the area of aerospace and flying objects?
Yeah, it's something you cannot explain. It's in your blood. As soon as you start flying with things and see things that you create yourself flying in the air and see them successfully flying. Yeah, it takes you over and you cannot let it go anymore. And yeah, you're still able. You want to do new things and improve it, and yeah.
It's also freedom and enjoying life.
Yeah.
Okay. You are running a successful research lab. Why should companies in general work together with labs like yours and the TU Delft Robotics Institute?
Yeah, if you're a company and you want to be at the leading edge of what's happening in the world, you can choose two options, or you can make a very expensive research department in your company and try to catch up with the world, or you can work with the University of Delft, for instance, and the Robotics Institute, and get all the knowledge that's been developed here in the past 5-10 years and try to convert that to your company. And that's what we actually are doing in the Delft Robotics Institute. And also on the drone part, we work together with a lot of companies.
And you see a good cooperation between companies and university?
Yeah, in the beginning it was quite hard to achieve it, because universities is focused on research and fundamental research, but now we're also seeing the trend of the universities that they have to connect to the companies, and the Delft Robotics Institute is a good example of. And yeah, it's more easy now to connect with the companies and bring your fundamental research into projects of the companies.
Yeah, and do you think it accelerates on both sides, companies and university?
Yeah, you help each other. So if for the research, it's also interesting to work one-to-one to the companies, because you're not researching just for the research, but you're researching for a bigger goal, for helping society, and that's also very interesting.
You've shown us some drones, little drones, but what are the next developments on flying drones? We've seen the ambulance drone in the Netherlands. Yeah. What's the next thing?
So the ambulance drone is a good example of what we are trying to achieve for 10 years. So what we are doing is work together with a lot of companies and make things open source. So that, for instance, this ambulance drone can use the autopilot and attach something else to it and make a good product out of it. So that's very nice. And what we see, what we are trying to reach now, what will happen in the next 5 years, and what we are doing for research right now, is have a lot of these drones flying together. Okay. So you have to imagine a swarm of 200 of these drones doing collectively one task. Okay. For instance, for a farmer, flying over his field, collecting data, see where water needs to be sprayed, where pesticides need to be added. And yeah, this farmer can save money, because he only needs to place water on dedicated spots and not over the whole field anymore.
Could we also use these kinds of drones to fight Ebola, for example?
I didn't thought of that, but yeah, that's the nice thing about drones. It's so wide. It's just a platform to carry a payload, and what the payload is, it depends on the creativity of people. So okay. That's we are the researchers, and we reach out to the creative people that come up with great ideas.
Thank you, Bart. Remes. To my next victim, Heike Vallery, German from origin. Yes. International table today. Only 2 Dutch people on the table. You studied in Aachen, got your PhD in Munich, worked in many international collaborations, and even had a position as assistant professor in Abu Dhabi. Yes. Very nice. Hot. Since 2012 employed at the TU Delft, and you give the most difficult course, I was told, of the entire study, medical engineering, from what I understand from students. You're the winner of the first prize of the EU Robotics Technology Transfer Award, and you work on very practical applications of robotics, gait rehabilitation, relearning how to walk.
Yes.
Okay. I don't see any extreme sports in your resume.
I didn't list the sports. I don't do extreme sports. I just did some judo.
Judo,
it's not extreme.
Can be quite extreme. Well, okay. How did you win the EU Robotics Technology Transfer Award? What kind of project was this?
So that was also a gait rehabilitation robot. We built some kind of training environment for people with neurological impairments. So for example, after stroke, we need a lot of training to be able to regain walking capabilities. And that's difficult to do without special support, especially by physiotherapists. So what we made was some kind of a 3D bodyweight support system, a harness that you can wear and walk around, even train walking upstairs, walking over obstacles and so forth, and this robot will just follow you. It's a cable support structure which you hardly notice, but it catches you when you fall, or it gives you the support you need.
Okay. And how does this work with businesses? Because it's about a transfer award.
So that actually, that was a project I directly did together with the company. That was a collaborative project.
Okay.
That was a Swiss small company, and now they have made this their product.
Okay.
Back then they were an engineering service provider, and they basically made the parts for me, but now it's become the project. And it's been really good to work with this company at this early stage already, because they had in mind already all the CE certification issues. So it was a very quick development from an original idea to a market-ready product.
And how many people are now being helped with your product?
Oh, quite a lot. Actually, uncountable for me.
Oh, yeah.
I'm sure the physicians already know, but the system already is employed in regular therapy in 3 different hospitals.
Yeah.
So it's kind of used by a lot of people, and when I want to work on the robot myself, sometimes I have to reserve a slot because it's used all the time.
Okay, you work together with a lot of researchers from all over the world. You work with companies. How do you experience working with those companies?
I find it extremely useful because it guides my view towards the really important aspects to make it usable for the end user in the end, to make it really a viable product.
You get a real good goal.
Yes, exactly. Yes, it's a pull basically.
Yeah, and with fundamental research, that goal isn't there, right?
Yes, I must say that my research, luckily, is very applied already.
Okay.
So I basically find solutions for practical problems. I like finding theoretical solutions, but ones that are really also that work in practice. So that's of course my luck of being in an applied.
Yeah. Let's take a look at the future. What cutting-edge developments do you expect concerning enabling robotic technology in the future, in the next future?
Well, I think there's already this large development happening, and I think once a robot has a clear benefit for the user, it will spread. So, like vacuum cleaners, there's a clear benefit; it will get used.
Yeah.
And the same thing is happening also in health. In the healthcare sector, and that's the only thing that needs to be overcome, the threshold of real functional use for the user.
Yeah, my biggest problem with my vacuum cleaner, my robotic vacuum cleaner, is that it can't walk the stairs.
Well, maybe then you still we still need to invent a new device.
Yeah, I think so. Thank you, Heike and Vallery. David, Abbink, no extreme sports for you. I didn't find them in your resume, but maybe some extreme music. You're a hard rock drummer?
Yes.
Wow.
Yes, wow.
Okay, and well, they told me you had a funky hairdo, but that's
okay.
That's okay. You were chosen best lecturer of the year 2013 of the faculty 3ME of the TU Delft. You go crazy about automatic cars.
Yeah.
You don't like to drive them yourself? That's my thing.
No, actually, I like the interaction with the automatic things a lot.
Okay.
Yeah, so not just automatic cars, but how we interact with these things.
You have a close collaboration with Nissan and Boeing. Yeah. That's all about automatic driving, flying. Yeah.
So wherever you have these really complex machines that have lots of intelligence, you could even call that a robot if you would like. Then it's difficult for people to understand what that machine is capable of. Yeah. And so there's many questions where we try to help with the research.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. You're also into edge haptics and remote manipulation, and proud of your haptic accelerator?
Yes, yeah. There's
what does it make you proud of?
Well, so for me, that I think, like Heike said, it's nice when you do fundamental work. That actually gets applied in real life. And so this accelerator, the haptic gas pedal, was something I did during my PhD, where we developed a kind of an alternative for adaptive cruise control. Maybe you know that system.
Yeah,
right?
I know it.
Right, yeah. So
very nice.
Yeah, so that's nice. But what is difficult there is that when the systems fail, for example, the car in front of you slams on the brakes, and it tells you beep beep. Yep. Good luck.
Yeah.
And then we can only hope that you are an attentive driver and that you
not
are
reading my emails.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. And so what we try to do is make a kind of alternative where you can continuously feel the separation to the lead vehicle. So this sense of touch is something I'm intrigued about.
How does this work?
So what it uses the same sensors. No, on the gas pedal. On this accelerator. And then you feel if the car in front of you slows down and separation decreases, it pushes back your foot a little bit. So not vibrations, no warnings, but just a continuous physical interaction. And that's very intuitive. And it means
I need to keep my foot on the pedal.
Yeah, but we made it in such a way that it's very comfortable.
Okay.
Yeah, and I can explain more about it. But so
you have to show me sometime.
Yeah, it's really nice. And it's put in cars, so that's what I'm proud of.
Yeah. So
you can buy it.
You're very interested in the human automation interaction.
Yeah, exactly. Like I said, with these really complex machines, we still require often that humans somehow monitor these machines and do the right thing in case these difficult, complex machines fail.
That's a bit like what Elon Musk said when he warned us about robots.
Right. Yeah.
There must be something controlling those robots.
Yeah.
You really think that's necessary?
Well, I think that in many applications it's nice if we can interact intuitively with robots. And quite often they're thought of autonomous self-thinking. So and that in some cases that might be very smart, but in some cases I think it's really nice if you can have a physical interaction and that the robot can learn from you what you want physically and vice versa.
Vice versa.
Yeah.
We talk about collaboration with between university and business companies. What makes the TU Delft Robotics Institute important for your work and research?
Well, I think it's a magnificent collection of bright minds and applications that I actually didn't even know about. And so that's the strange thing of such a big organization. Everybody kind of works...
Getting together all those different disciplines.
Yeah. And so I learned many applications that I wasn't aware of. And that makes you think like, wait a minute, maybe this control of UAVs, maybe I can do something with that. And so this stimulates creativity a lot, I think. It makes you stronger.
Okay. Yeah. Finally, some different question. Will there be a day that we go to a concert of a robotic hard rock band?
Actually, I hope not. Why not? I'm out of a job then.
Okay.
They're actually there, huh?
Yes.
Yeah, the robotic drums. It's very funny.
But are they any good?
No, they don't groove.
Okay, they don't groove. No. Okay, so far this part of the discussion. Now we're really going to discuss with all four of you. We've got 4 questions for you, and you can all react when you like to. The first question is, robots are clearly becoming more and more available, but still seems to be a matter of niche markets. Distribution centers, car welding, medicine distribution, for example. What needs to be done to accelerate the use of robots in daily life?
Well, number 1, to reduce the price.
Reduce the price, that's...
If we look at most of industrial robots, or as well the one that are applied in a household, they're 200,000 euros and above. And I really think the regular user is absolutely not capable of paying such amount of money. So reducing the cost and making the robots much more affordable, that's definitely one of the challenges.
Reducing the cost. Heike?
Number 2 would be safety, making them extremely safe so that they can be used also in the vicinity of children, for example.
That's not, right now, they're not safe enough?
No, well, at least standard industrial robots are not, of course, not safe enough. And many robotic applications are made without keeping in mind that there could be a person right next to the robot, or a person who's actually doing something that's not expected. So making robots intrinsically safe is a major factor.
It's also important. It's also important that they improve your life quality. For instance, you see drones is getting now very very steep on the hype curve. And they're getting implemented in a lot of applications. And the reason why they're getting implemented is because they're cheaper, they are safe, and now they are getting applied to real benefits for society. And that's what makes them a huge topic right now. Okay.
And I would say to change perhaps the perception of what robots are and what they can do. So I think sometimes there's a bit of a mismatch between people think robots and we think Terminator or something, but like Maja said, they're machines sometimes, and if you have if the general crowd has a good idea of what you can do and what you cannot expect, I think that will help a lot.
Okay, these are all practical things, but there's also the thing of money. Do we need more money to
Yes.
make them cheaper eventually? Yes, why?
We always need more money.
It's every researcher's answer.
What you see is that you have two kind of research. You do fundamental research, and there the companies will not help you by bringing the money. So you need money from the government or from Europe to do this fundamental research. And in the end, when you want to make it a product out of it, then the companies will help you to make a product out of it. So it's not just do you need more money. You have two kind of monies, and that's important to see.
Okay,
but I would say, for example, I have a company, robotic company, is trying to bring them to the market, and there is also one part of funding that we're really lacking, and that is how to make sure that they're working robustly and all the time. And that's something that's really not research at university, where companies need to put a lot of money. So having additional funding from the government to perform all user testing, to make sure that we do good robot benchmarking, etc., before they're brought to the market, I think that would be very useful. And it's right now not available.
So you need money from government as well as business.
Yes.
Yeah.
Otherwise, what happens? Anyone?
Otherwise you stay in the university and you will not help society to improve your life quality. And I think that's one of the goals what we are trying to do here.
Yeah. And which is more important, fundamental research or applicable research?
You need both. You cannot live the one without the other. You do fundamental research to always stay ahead of what the others are doing, and applicable research help the researchers to know what's going on in the world and make the next step. So you need both. You cannot choose one above the other.
And how much money is needed, do you think, to really make robots part of our social daily life? You don't have to say an amount. It's millions?
I think more.
More.
Yes. I would just say goodwill from the government and goodwill from all the companies, that we have a sort of consortium that is invested in this branch.
Okay. We see acceleration of robots in our daily life, right? How fast will it go, do you think? Heike?
I think it will continue at about the speed it has right now, which is already fast.
Okay.
I actually expect a bit more of a boom, so same it was happening with computers or with the laptops as we have. So once they appeared, then we now have much more versions. We have cheaper versions of the laptop that suddenly very quickly they became part of our lives. So I think soon as we have some affordable versions that are helping in daily life, I think it will be a big boom.
We now only see as consumers, public, the things that are on the market. Which technologies that you know of are being underutilized in the industrial world, as far as you know?
I would say autonomous intelligence seems to be underused, but I think there's a good reason for it, which has to do with liability issues and legal questions. So I think that's again a major thing that has to be solved also in a political and
and it's something that will be implemented gradually, because, for instance, if you see the drones, it's very hard to in the airspace that's already exists to just say we let them all fly and see what happens. So you gradually implement in the existing aerospace, and what you see in the countries where it's already existing the rules for these drones to fly in the aerospace in the airspace is that the companies are really popping out like mushrooms and exist there, and it's very interesting to see how, for instance, regulation can help this kind of topics to blossom and to.
So what do you need from the Dutch government to accelerate, just not only money but also change of the rules?
Yes, change of regulations, especially. So what are the regulations prior to medical product can, for example, enter the household, can enter the hospital? Because right now, for the application of autonomy in a medical care and application of robotics medical, there are no regulations.
So standardization is a huge issue, which can also come from the field. There are quite some efforts of making standards, especially for healthcare products.
Back to my question, I would like to get real examples of research results that now are ready but are not used. Do you know of some of those?
I would think also in robotics, so this sense of touch is something that is very powerful, and that's not often used. And there's you see it coming a little bit, but quite often we think in terms of vision and hearing. And I think that the sense of touch in robotics, there's a lot of things in research labs that you can feel and that offer really interesting interaction with robotics. And I think that's something that will come soon, and that's not relatively well known.
And again, the touch with the companies is very important there, because we do a lot of research, and sometimes the researchers don't see why it could help that particular company. So if the companies come over to the Delft Robotics Institute and see what kind of robots are around in the university, in the TU Delft here, they come up with new ideas, and they use your robots for solving an issue that they have.
So this was the second question. We go through the third question. The world according to you four, the next generation leading robotics researchers, we call you, 2025. What does the world look like in 2025? Who would like to take the lead in this?
I have some very nice thoughts about that. For instance, now you use your smartphone and you do like this to try to make a selfie where you smile nicely. Yeah, you don't need to do that anymore. You just take a drone out of your pocket and hop them in the air. You make a drone.
But this may be in 2-3 years.
Yeah, and now what you see is people are starting to do this. They are getting used to drones, and they are getting applied in a wider range. And for instance, big companies like DHL or TNT or Amazon will start delivering packages to your door with drones. And medicines will be delivered, and people are getting safe because the heart will be faster in the hospital, because transportation will be completely different. So starting with something very simple like making a drone, you will
3D printing of a heart.
You 3D print a heart, you put it in a drone, you fly it over the hospital, and it can be implemented in the patient by a robot.
Maja?
Well, I would like to see 2 applications. So number 1, I would like to wake up in the morning and to see my house clean, because there was a robot that cleaned my toilet and cleaned my kitchen,
You had a party the night before?
Yes, and I had a party the night before, and it's going to be my breakfast ready on the table.
Okay.
That would be something really nice to see. And the second thing is I would like to see a little bit more safer and a less lonely place. So I would like to see these robots connecting people more together. And let's say if I look at my own application, which would be elderly care, I would like to see no accidents happening in these houses, because emergency response can come immediately. And I would like to see these people being much more active, because they can easily, using some device, connect to the other people and use it to move better and to do more interesting things.
David, you're into cars, automatic driving cars. There are some brands that say in 2020 there will not be any accidents with cars anymore. No people will die or be injured very much with a car accident. Do you think? No, you don't think that will be the case?
No, it's a nice vision, but so I think there will be more intelligence and more autonomy in vehicles, and I hope we'll have a good interaction, and I'll do my best to deliver that. But it's such an open world, right? And so even in flying, where you have trained pilots, air traffic control, and then routes and checklists and everything, things go wrong sometimes because there's weather or there's something unexpected or sensors fail. So that will happen as well. I think it will become a lot safer, though.
The nice thing is, if you, for instance, see to aircraft what's going wrong, most of the time it's the pilot that's doing something wrong. So
they always say
autonomization. One of the things that can happen is that the pilot doesn't understand what the robots want you to understand, so that's what your work comes in. But making it completely autonomous will also improve, because the pilot don't need to understand it anymore, and it's getting safer also by that. And I think in the car industry you also see that not zero dead people anymore, but you will see decrease the amount of dead people in the cars.
Then maybe we should apply flying cars in that case.
Flying cars,
that would be ideal.
Your vision?
Yes, I think that people will actually be empowered by robots, not just in the way that Maja mentioned, that they will overcome physical limitations, but also they will become part of the robotic revolution themselves. What we already see in people being able to make little robots themselves, buying 3D printers. So that's for sure something that most people will have in the future, I think.
Yeah, like young people now know very good how to work with computers. The next generation youth will know how to work with robots.
Exactly, that's what I think.
And make them themselves.
Yes.
Okay, and could robots? Final question: could robots play a role in solving today's global issues in the world? We've got some environment, food, people getting older. Who wants to reflect on this?
Yeah, I think they can help
Maja.
quite a lot. For example, if you look at right now the Fukushima issue, and there were no robots that could enter there to actually clean up the contaminated area. If we would have better robots in the future, they would for sure be able to do that.
Okay.
So same goes, for example, for the cleaning of the large portions of oil that are within the seas. So we would be able to do these things together because these are the territories where human cannot enter. And then for these things, we can send robots.
Okay.
Or for example, what I would like to see, maybe we can just dig a tunnel underneath Atlantic and then just drive the car to the United States instead of flying. So.
Oh, yeah.
But for all these things, we would need robots.
Hope you have a fast car then. David?
Yeah, I think the big societal issues, like with energy in Fukushima, those are things where robotics can make a big difference in maintenance of these things as well. I think in space.
Yeah.
Any interaction where underwater as well.
Yeah.
But I think, like Heike said, I think also it will really help people, it will empower people a lot. And the devices that make life easier, or that when you have less strength, that it can help you to be, a bit stronger, or these, so. Okay. Also the personal level, so with aging.
Okay. Heike?
I think robotics will help on all levels, just agreeing with my colleagues. So in healthcare, nanotechnology will for sure make, at least I expect it to make a big impact. Environmental problems can hopefully be challenged with some distributed intelligence. So garbage collection is already a huge Dutch project. Maybe you heard about it from this Dutch student. So I'm sure there will be more projects like that.
Bart, Remes, last words for you.
I think the food industry is already showing us that a lot of robots are being used there, and a lot of new robots will be tested out there and will be helping the food problem and the food crisis that's going on right now. So, food industry is also a very important topic.
Thank you very much for these inspiring words. I would like to end this meeting by thanking the experts for their passionate participation. Thank you. We all noticed that robotics is the key to the future changes in society. And with these young, bright minds, Delft University of Technology will have a significant contribution in creating the world of tomorrow. Thank you very much, Maja, Rudinac, Bart, Remes, Heike, Vallery and David Abbink. Thank you.
Thank you.